Mr. Lovejoy is incensed when Rebecca starts baking and selling bread in opposition to him. So he enlists Bones and Ernest, the villainous bushrangers, to wreck the Greenwoods' dwelling. The Greenwoods are appalled at the destruction. Jack accuses his stepfather of being a coward for not avenging himself on Mr. Lovejoy.
It's because you're scared, that's why.
Sean and Jack go to Dock Slope, seeking some way of getting back at Mr. Lovejoy.
Permanganate of potash.
That night, with Clee's help, they gain entry to Mr. Lovejoy's shop. The next morning, Mr. Lovejoy discovers their handiwork, and Jack puts a proposition to him.
As I was just saying, there's a way you can stop your milk turning pink and your flour turning to stone.
But how do I do that?
You just leave us alone.
Mr. Lovejoy sees the sense of the proposition and passes on a message to Jack through Luke.
He asked me to tell you there'll be no more vandalism against us from now on. Do you know anything about it?
No, not really.
Why does your tribe keep away from Jericho, Bajinga?
Many of my people got sick. Many died. Clay ain't no good for my people.
But we get on all right.
Now we do.
A good think this morning. We're going to have to do something about those kids' schooling.
Schooling?
Well, they need an education, and they're running completely wild at the moment.
Oh, I suppose they are.
What's the matter, Luke?
Oh, I've just got to face it. I haven't got the 30 shillings for this month's licence. And without that, I can't dig.
Then we'll have to get it. I've saved 10 shillings from the bread I've made.
No, that's not enough. All the other money's gone.
Then we'll have to sell our rings to Lovejoy.
No. No, we can't do that. Oh, Becky. I'm useless. I've let you down, all of you.
Useless? You are not useless.
The gold I've found wouldn't fill a thimble.
Luke, the happiness you've brought us would fill a church. Steeple and all. I don't doubt your love for me, and you don't doubt my love for you. And we don't need jewellery to prove it.
Yes, a beautiful piece.
And, you still want to buy it?
Oh, yes, most eager.
Well, I don't want to sell the rings, Mr. Lovejoy. I just want to pawn them, if that's the expression.
I am a merchant and trader in precious stones and jewellery. I am not a pawnbroker.
In that case, I'm wasting your time.
Oh, one moment, Mrs. Greenwood. Not so hasty. Please, explain your proposition.
You will give me £20 now, and if I don't pay you back within the month, then our rings are yours.
With the addition of a little interest, to redeem the rings, you would pay me £22, if you have the money by then. If not...
Then our rings are yours.
£20. This is most irregular. Most irregular. But I'll do it.
Have you ever been across those hills, Virginia?
Great spirit lizards sleep there and must not be woken.
Who makes up all your stories?
They're not made up. They happen in the dreaming.
Do you believe Sam?
I don't believe. I know.
It seems funny to talk about the land and everything, as though it's alive.
It is alive, like you and me.
Lessons?
Aye, lessons. I hope you haven't forgotten what they are.
You mean like school?
That's exactly what I mean. You've been running too wild lately.
Who'll teach us?
I will.
We're going crafting tomorrow.
You can go after your lessons.
Mum, where's your ring?
We've had to use it to borrow some money.
Why?
Because we've got none left. We've run out of the money we got from the gold you found, Lucy.
Haven't you found any more?
Well, Luke hasn't had too much luck lately.
It must have been awful losing it.
Yes, it was, dear, but it had to be done. Without it, we couldn't buy a miner's license, and without that, Luke couldn't find any more gold.
More gold? He hasn't found any yet. My real father would have found tons by now. Would he? Mother wouldn't have had to sell her rings.
Jacques, I would not carry on about it. Your mother was just about crying before.
Yeah, well, she never used to cry when my father was with her. He always looked after her.
And so does Luke. Lucy said he looked after all of you when your father died.
We didn't need him. I could have managed.
Lucy says he was starving.
Anyway, that was ages ago. Everybody else had a strike here except him.
Even that is not true, Jacques. Luke is good to you. Good to me. Good to everybody. And you keep going on about how much of a failure he is.
I could have got gold by now if I wanted to.
Well, why don't you?
Hello, Lin.
Good evening, young Jack.
What are you doing?
I'm reading. Reading what cannot be seen. The future and the past, and what cannot be seen in the present.
How do you do that?
With the I Ching.
Oh.
I am reading your future and looks. You are a strange mixture. Pretend to be fighter, but you are no fighter. Really, you are a gentle person. In the future, you will be soft like water.
And what about Luke?
Luke is a violent man who has become gentle. He has done much fighting, but now it is all over. The I Ching tells me. But you have not come about the past or the future, but about the present. What is it, Jack?
I want to find some gold.
We all wish that.
Do you know of any place which hasn't been mined before, where there might be some?
If I know of such a place, I would be there myself.
It's just that sometimes you know a lot of things you don't let on about.
Well, people search near the river because they need the water to wash the dirt. There is no reason why gold cannot be found further away. But it is hard work getting the water to the claim.
And the next stage in our sums is long division. So, what is long division? Jack, you would have done this at school in Melbourne.
Yes.
Well, tell the class how it's done.
On second thoughts, I don't think I did do it.
Well, say you want to divide 576 by 24. How would you go about that? Hmm? Come here. $576 divided by 24. Now, the first thing you have to do is to find out how many times 24 goes into 57.
further, Jacques?
Just over the hill.
I'm tired.
Right. Lin said this would be a good spot to try.
But how are we going to wash the dirt?
We'll have to bring some water from the river.
But it's way down there.
Let's get started.
Why don't we bring the dirt down to the river?
It'll be just as much trouble.
What about Louis?
Yeah.
Come, Louis.
Hey, you're just about clever enough to be a bloke, Lee.
Sean and I will go on digging. You two girls hold open the bags. Well, come on.
They're trying to abolish slavery, you know.
Don't let Jacques see you laughing. He will murder you.
Make yourself useful. Rustle up some tucker.
Tucker?
Yeah, food. Eat.
Witchetty grub. Take.
Go on.
Well, what are they like?
Not bad.
Good. Try.
Yes, it is nice. You try.
How do you get your clothes so filthy?
It's all the mud around.
Yes, but most people step over it, Jack. They don't roll in it. I don't know what Marcel will say when he comes back. You're turning Clay into a little savage like yourselves. Good night. Go to sleep.
Jacques, Lucy and I do not want to do any digging tomorrow.
We'd rather go for a ride on the raft. Well, that's too bad. You've got to help. You're not the boss of us, you know. Listen, we need the money. Don't you understand that?
That's not why you want to find gold.
Isn't it?
It's because you want to prove that you're better than Father.
My father's dead.
Oh, don't start that again.
Hey, Jack. Time to put some timber supports in.
No, it'll be all right. I want to keep going.
I'm telling you, it needs shoring. It's dangerous.
Don't worry.
Quick!
Jack!
Jack!
No! Where? Jack!
Where is he?
I can't see him! Jack!
Jack! Jack!
Can you hear us?
Jack! Can you hear us?
I'm here. I'm over here.
There he is! Through there!
Are you hurt?
I don't think so. I just can't move at all.
Hang on. We'll soon get you out of there.
Don't worry, Jack. There aren't too many rocks.
Jack! Can't breathe! Can't breathe! We are coming, Jack! Sean, give me a shot!
The whole thing could come down.
Give me a shot!
Thanks.
You're a wonder, Clay.
Well done. I knew you'd come in handy sooner or later.
Thanks, Cleopatra.
Jack, are you all right? Did you get hurt?
I'm all right, Lucy. Thanks a lot.
Look, we've done it!
What are we going to do with the money?
Bet you Luke hasn't found any gold yet.
Oh, Jacques.
Let's take a look.
How much do you reckon it'd be worth?
It weighs about 2 or 3 pounds.
Yeah, so that'd be a lot of money anyway.
We shouldn't tell Mother or Father if we found some more.
Yeah.
What? Make it a surprise? Good
Yeah.
idea.
Do you see the size of it?
Did something happen today? What have you children been up to, eh? Jack?
We just had some fun down by the river, didn't we?
Yes, we just spent the day with Sean.
And had another roll in the mud by the look of your clothes.
I don't mind watching them myself, Mum.
And I will hang them out.
We must try this wallowing in the mud, Luke. It's done wonders for their temper, don't you think?
Aye. Perhaps it's the schoolwork that's put them in such a good mood, eh?
How big was it? Kids reckon about 2 or 3 pounds. Oh, those children. They're totally undeserving. Especially that one with the limp. We must make a plan. I've got one. Why don't we just... Ernest, I'm a businessman, not a criminal. Why murder or steal when you can get what you want within the law? Nobody'd ever find out. Listen, you oaf. If the parents don't know what they're doing, they couldn't possibly have a miner's license. Besides, they couldn't afford 1, let alone 2. Well, don't you see? Kill the parents, too. I knew you'd get the hang of it. No. We buy a miner's license in the morning, and then the claim becomes ours. You want a miner's license? Yes. This is a gold field, is it not? It's just that I can't quite see you with a pick and shovel. I may not be doing the digging myself, but any gold that is found will be mine. This is my fee. Now, please, issue it. Very well. Very well. Is there any news from the British authorities about Greenwood? Not yet. What? But Mr. Sugden, the circuit magistrate, has taken an interest in the case. He believes, and don't we all, that the only way to prevent another uprising like the one at Urilla is to keep troublemakers and criminals like the Greenwoods off the field altogether. Hang them, I say. This Sugden sounds like my sort of man. Yes, well, as soon as they get word from England, he's coming up to deal with Greenwood. Excellent. Excellent. Hey!
I can't see any gold.
Of course you can't. You have to dig for it, you dunce.
Well, how far?
Well, some mines go down 2,000 feet.
We could get hurt.
I think I'll take a little breather here, all right?
You've only just started.
I hope we find some more gold today.
Hey! What do you think you're doing?
That's ours. I should have known. Oh, Killjoy himself.
That's our claim. We were here first.
Don't shout, kid. Gives me a headache.
This is our claim. Why don't you push off?
So, this is your claim, is it? In that case, you won't mind showing us your miner's license, will you?
You're a villain, Lovejoy. And so are you two.
Why so bashful? I'm not afraid to show you my license. You see, all signed, sealed, and delivered. Now get off my claim at once.
You!
He's right, Jack. They're building the claim, and that's that.
You're all horrible, and I hate you.
Dig. Enjoy.
You found that?
Well done, Jack.
We could have got a lot more.
You could have got hurt, too.
Well, at least it solves the mystery of the dirty clothing.
The first thing I'm going to do with my share of the money is get back the wedding rings.
Oh, Ernie, there's no gold here. Those kids have got the only bit.
We're bush rangers. We're not miners. We steal. We don't work for a living.
It was nice of you to want to get their rings back.
I'm only doing it because I know Lovejoy wants to keep them.
No, you're not. You want your mother and father to be happy. Don't you?
We've come to have this valued and redeem our rings.
What a lovely piece of gold. Oh, yes, yes. Very choice.
We want the rings now.
Are you sure? I could double...
We're quite sure, Mr. Lovejoy. Otherwise, we'll send for Assistant Commissioner Danks.
Oh, very well. What an untrusting family you've become.
We've had a good teacher, Mr. Lovejoy.
£30, is it?
22.
And you keep your distance, young man. Madam, your ring is far too good to be worn, you know.
Just weigh the gold, Mr. Lovejoy.
And then we want to buy back our jewellery.
By the way, Mr. Lovejoy, how's our claim going?
My claim is going very well. Although it's so far from the creek, I haven't yet worked out how to wash the pay dirt.
Haven't you?
How did you do it?
We used Louis,
Louis,
our horse. You could hire it from us if you wanted to.
how much?
2 shillings an hour.
2 shillings?
For 3 shillings, we'd do the mining for you as well.
But how could I trust you to hand over the gold you'd found?
We would be just as trustworthy as you are, Mr. Lovejoy.